is out. Remember who you are. I am remembering who I am. Sometimes we forget the truth when we are consumed with people who are lost in life. It's inevitable to be around people who have yet to embrace themselves. We come across those groups of people in different seasons of our lives, and especially when we ourselves have yet to embrace the truth within. Like attracts like. Once I've distanced myself from people who don't know who they are, and people who don't like who they are, I begin to remember how much I like myself. I love myself. And I'm sure you love yourself too. Sometimes it's hard to remember this feeling about appreciating who you are when you are around people who consistently emanate this, sorry to say it, weakness. I'm calling it as it is. It is a weakness. It is a weakness that sometimes was brought out by life experiences, and most times chosen by the self. I recall one class I had with my music theory professor, and she sat me beside someone, so we shared the same table, and this particular person was naturally an anxious person, unnecessarily stressed about the theory test at that point of time. And my music theory professor noticed how I was struggling to concentrate during the test because this classmate was physically embodying signs of stress. They were clicking their pen, they were making noises, rocking their chair. So she so graciously moved me to the back of the class so that I could focus is contagious. If people around you are stressed, your body picks up on that, and the mind expands on that fear, and it goes back into the body, to the gut, and back to the mind, to the gut, to the mind, to the gut. And soon you realize you are trapped in this cycle that was imposed on you unintentionally. So she says, if you care about those around you, the best thing you could strive to embody is a state of calm, a state of imagine yourself as a plot of earth, unmovable, grounded. This strong, resilient root of strength for yourself, which in turn provides strength to others around you, as they would naturally, subconsciously feel safe because you embody that safety. It's all in the gut, it's all in the body, in the first impressions, how you feel around certain people. Your body naturally tells you, and I'm learning to reconnect with that natural map in me. So I've been choosing wisely who I spend my time with, and in moments where I can't help but be around people who are in fight or flight mode, then I take it upon myself to try the best that I can and be unmovable, unshakable. Nothing can shake me. No one can shake me. So I'm remembering that in myself, for myself. I've always known this strength in me. Somehow it comes in waves, this knowing. And I realize that I can choose. I can choose to remember this in myself, and so can you. I like many things about myself. I like how strong I am, how resilient I am. I bounce back quickly from failure. I'm like a rubber band, an unbreakable, unsnappable rubber band. Almost like a cockroach that never dies. I don't like cockroaches, but they are so damn resilient. Sorry, I'm in the mood for Halloween. I'm already thinking about the grotesque creatures of life. I'm trying to paint them in a beautiful light. This strength within me was always there, and it's here, and you are strong the way I am strong. On that note of remembering who you are, I'm also allowing myself to express who I am. I do not enjoy being around people who have yet to embrace themselves. Bluntly speaking, I do not enjoy inauthentic people, fake people, people who base their worth on the validation of the crowd, of the majority, people who care about what others think. I am unlearning that learned habit of pleasing others. I feel much happier rolling around the fields of life the way I want to roll, in the shape that I am. And like tumbleweed, what looks like aimless rolling could quite possibly lead you to meet another fellow like-minded tumbleweed. I'm also realizing how I prioritize quality over quantity when it comes to friends, when it comes to my possessions, books, the films that I choose to watch, the music that I choose to listen to, the podcasts. I'm allowing myself to be precious about my time and who I spend my time with, physically and mentally. Sometimes we could be physically around someone, but yet our minds are entertaining something else, someone else. And possibly that could bring you stress when you're unable to be present with the one in front of you. I think I owe it to myself to choose to live life the way I feel happiest, to love my loved ones, including friends who I call loved ones. Might be different for you. I have a small, intimate group of friends, and because the quantity is so small, they are as good as loved ones. I have a wide network of acquaintances. That's something I'm learning. How to recategorize the people in my life and be intentional about how you see them. Are they really your friends? Or are they just acquaintances? And I'm unafraid to walk the line alone because I have been doing that for most of my life. Wealth is in the mind. Wealth is in the mind. I have so much to be happy about. I have good family. I have good friends. I have exciting interests. I am multi-talented. I'm a fast learner. I am resilient. I'm strong. These are things we should remind ourselves of as much as we can. Because then no one can tell you who you are when you know yourself. No one can hurt you because you know who you are. No one can hurt me because God knows I am my biggest competitor and I am my wildest critic. I'm the hardest person on myself. So, and I've always had that mindset, which is intimidating for many people because, sometimes let me get this break going. Sometimes people who have yet to find their souls and their interests, God bless them, they project that fear of greatness upon you, and they tell you, oh, without this and that you are not successful. If you don't have this amount in your investments, you're not successful. If you don't have this toy, you're not successful. If you don't have this career, you're not successful. And that's not true. Wealth is in the mind. I am successful because I say I am successful. I believe I am successful. I see my worth, my skills, my talents, I am the person who has been through the lowest of lows, and I've experienced the highest of highs, and it's only going up from there. So I know how it is to live life in my shoes and make the choices that I make, and therefore I see myself as successful. Let's all have that mindset. Everyone's idea of joy is different from the next. What I like to eat may not be what is celebrated in another culture. What I like to do with my free time, with my leisure time, may be seen as laziness or procrastination to someone who is subscribed to the hustle culture, who is inherently or has been nurtured into this burnt out mindset. So it's different for everyone how you like to spend your time, and how you like to roll in the fields of life is different from how your friend would roll in the fields of life, and what brings you happiness is 100% going to be different from how the next person views happiness, which is just how it is. And I'm learning that it is just how it is. I have my mirror here. I'm someone, if you are like me, I think in my eyes you are very strong. I am someone who allows themselves to sit with darkness, with pain, with grief. I am no stranger to those emotions. I think the strongest people are the ones who allow themselves to fully break down, to fully hold space for themselves to break down, and then decide, okay, time's up. Let's do something else. I don't shame the pain. I'm learning to not shame the pain, because it is like a child. These emotions are like children, and when you feel shameful to experience them, to allow your body to naturally go through those cycles of sadness and anger, it is like casting judgment upon a child who knows nothing about the world. They just want to stomp their feet and throw their hands in the air and be wild and throw a tantrum. It is natural, because they don't know how else to express themselves, and they behave in what society may deem as animalistic ways. But when you allow your little child these emotions to speak, to guide you, then I think beauty can be birthed from that. And one of those beautiful things that come out of trying times are documentation like these, like what I'm making now, I wouldn't have had this perspective if I had not allowed that angry child of emotion to speak. And if you're going through a difficult time, there's no way around it but through. So allow yourself to feel bad. There's nothing shameful. And I think that is what intimidates people. When you are able to not feel shameful to exist, there's nothing that could bring you down. Because I've already accepted the worst. I've taken that child under my wing. You can't you can't shame someone who has taken accountability for who they are. My societal rights and wrongs, how I live life. Some people may see it as wrong, how you live life. Your friends or partner may see as wrong, but that's just their idea. Everyone is looking through life through their upbringing, their experiences, their influences. Everyone has a different pain tolerance. Everyone has been brought up with different moral codes and have decided different values for themselves. So you could never please anyone fully. But you know what love is? I'm starting to realize this. Love is not overextension. Love is not overextension. Love, true love, is consideration. Consistent consideration. How are you consistently considering your friends, your partner, your family? Love is not material possessions and proving that you have the loudest engine in the neighborhood, or the whitest linen in the garden. Love is not loud. Love is not competitive as well. Love is patient, love is kind. But sometimes people can be patient and outwardly kind for their own selfish reasons. So then again, that is it's harder to identify. But one thing's for sure, you can always identify, at least I can, when someone is being consistently considerate. Like when I'm cycling with my friends, and we all want to get to a certain point, certain destination by a certain time. But if I see a friend losing steam, that destination doesn't matter as much as my friend getting there safely and feeling included in the cycle. So cycle alongside them, because you'll get to the destination either ways. But what you'll feel and learn from slowing down and walking beside someone is far greater than how you would feel when you have reached the top. What I'm trying to say is, I'm learning that the process is king. The process is always the hardest. It's not reaching there that is difficult. It's the process of getting there. And most of us want to speed through the journey. But embracing the journey is far greater than being there. Because once I'm there, once I've won, it's a natural inclination to devise the next goal. I will definitely reach my goals, but the journey is the unpredictable part. So reframing that unpredictability as adventure is one of the lessons I'm exploring in this moment. Is it easy all the time? Not really. But it makes for good stories to tell. What's the fun in reaching every goal instantly without challenges? This is me remembering who I am. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself by honoring yourself. How does honoring yourself look like? That's for you to decide. What makes you happy? That's for you to decide. Who makes you feel your wealthiest? That's for you to decide. I'm on my way to the gym. I've had improvements. Getting stronger. Let me flex. My little joy eating well, sleeping well, being with happy people, and holding space for sadness. Remember, dark emotions are just children who are being children, and we should let children be children and not impose our selfish judgment upon these emotions. That is strength, and you are strong, and I believe you are strong because I am strong. I see myself as strength, and therefore I see that in you. I can only view you the way I view myself, vice versa.